Heavens, no!
This building is Guzhin's place. As soon as we can, we should see him to arm ourselves.
Ujuir Shakir Uksayana. Sawani Karpa.
Hello, Weapon Master Guzhin. Good day to you.
Swowo here Ufir Wakwanpa. Wotarawe if we are Chiki. Ukayir Otonoe, the Nisun Puno, see soon put. If you'd prefer, I don't need to use the fan. Now, what brings you here? Already? I assume you dealt with them, and the rest are in for quite a surprise when they get here. Well, no time to waste. Dawnstar, I watched you practice with that new blade yesterday, and I must say you take to it naturally. I want you to keep it and use it as your own.
This is a great honor. A good weapon is a true warrior's most treasured possession.
You know, you came here with Master Li as just a babe. I came not long after, and I've been holding on to a weapon for you ever since. Well, two, actually, but you need to choose which one you'll take. Master Li wants you to stay focused on your first weapon. Anything? Everything. I don't know where your master acquired these, but he has honored me with the care of two legendary weapons. You may arm yourself with either the legendary longsword, Fortune's favorite, or the famed staff, Golden Star. They say this blade was created in the forge of Smiling Fortune, blacksmith to the gods. Crafted for his son, this blade eventually found its way into the hands of men. How your master found it, I cannot say, but this ancient longsword is yours, if you wish it. Your weapon is well deserved, and you'll need it with these bandits so close. If you decide you truly don't like it, however, you can come see me after the bandits are dealt with. One more thing you need to know. These weapons strike with deadly precision, but to wield them safely, you must focus with each strike. Master Li has been training you so that you'd be ready for this kind of weapon, and the drain won't be crippling, but you will get tired over time. That you should. Those people will be looking to you for leadership until Master Li gets back. I know you'll do well.
Senior student. Oh, excuse me, Weapon Master. I did not mean to interrupt.
Calm down, student. What has you so flustered?
The bandits. They've already been sighted down by the beach, and they're making their way toward the town. Master Li hasn't returned yet with Qianmin. I'm sure he will be back before long, but we must depend on you until he returns. They're making their way toward the town now. The few men in the militia weren't able to stop them. I don't know, but their ship is large. There could be many of them. You have to help, senior student. I will run to the school and seal the gates. Make your way to the beach and teach these bandits a lesson. I know you can.
You've done well, lad. Go back to the school now. Your friends have some new weapons they're dying to try out, I'm sure.
Heavenly wave.
I can hear fighting to the east. We have to push these bandits back off the beach.
Yet another village with no purpose. I will replenish our supplies and continue my search elsewhere. You will all, of course, have to die.
Long sword!
Cannon fire! Look out!
Heavenly wave! Heavenly wave! Long sword!
Look out!
What are you? Your skills are more than this tiny village warrants. But I also see something strange, an oddity. You could be an anomaly or a sign of who I seek. A further test is needed. These mercenaries are not the only threat I command. Let us see you contend with this.
Heavenly wave!
Impressive. Clearly, I have been too dismissive in my search. This village will be torn asunder. Whatever you are hiding, I will have it. I have seen enough of your skills. You will die now, so I am not troubled later.
You! Well fought, my student, but I cannot risk you against a foe like this yet.
So blatant. We never thought to look in so humble a place. We expected an army. Your strategy, as always, is impeccable.
Your search is over, assassin, but no one will hear of your success. It would seem that my past is catching up to me, and you are destined to be swept along. You have faced your first spirit opponents far sooner than I intended. Dawnstar can explain the nature of such creatures. I must go and make sure everything is in place. I thought I had more time, but perhaps you are ready. Do not be so quick to thank me. My influence caused this attack. You were not meant to see this yet, but now there is no choice. I will explain the school. You have done well, but more than this awaits you. See to your fellow villagers and students, and return to me at the school. We have a great deal to discuss.
We fought well against those bandits, but I had no idea Master Li could command that kind of power. He destroyed that ship so easily. This is so confusing. Master Li said I could explain the nature of spirits, but these were different. That sorcerer forced them to appear like wild dogs let loose. So many spirits seem lost, as if the way to their rest is blocked. I didn't think they were dangerous, but those on the beach, I sensed madness. Time drove them mad. You disrupted them by defeating them in combat. They will not reform for a long time. I hope there is peace in that, but I don't know. So much is worrying me. I was worried enough when we were expecting bandits. Now it seems there are dangers we don't even know about. Master Li called that sorcerer an assassin. Assassins don't attack at random. They have very specific prey. I don't want anything to happen to this one. I've never belonged anywhere else. Would it be strange of me to say I don't know? I have very little memory of my home before coming here, even though I was 3 years old when I arrived. I remember moving around a lot, never staying anywhere for long, and for some reason, the robes of that sorcerer looked familiar to me. I don't know why. I'm sure it's nothing, just the memories of childhood playing tricks, with glimpses of the spirit realm invading my thoughts. I could have seen him anywhere. Like revealing the names of killers or locations of lost family treasures. I wish it was so easy to measure. The spirits I see tend to wander without purpose. It's like a reflection of my own life. I was brought to Master Li by an ally of his, who received me from yet another person, a guardian who said he couldn't ensure my safety. Master Li doesn't know who that guardian was, or what I needed protection from. He promised to look into it, but he's not had time. Your training has taken... My abilities are just a curiosity. You are the center of attention. Yes, I suppose you know something about that as well. I hope this does not sound odd, but I am glad we share that. Thanks for this talk. The events... Well, we've already visited Gu Jin, who used to be a guard in the west, they say. Old Ming always has a story, and he's usually by the statue on the beach. Merchant Ben Do is in the village square. He's been expecting new... Oh, for training or learning the philosophy behind martial combat, go see Smiling Mountain. Then we should return to Master Li so we can talk to you about this attack.
Wanakapir sari awaf, van sier surufus I sinosaurus usuno. Taui ir kuana ir sunir ipoki. Nalaro, na pirapirni, niktakatashi. Unikasuri ir kuana no kuni ugnawata ir niknipier. Ikir niktine piru, uiferek uksun puno. Unikasuri ir kuana no kuni ugnawata ir niknipier. Yukut nikun uno sa il son kudnoka ugyorir. Ir sonir unikasurir kwanano ir usoanata hoki. Wo anania ifewir uk sonoruk noka uk snapir. Ikir niktine piru wo iferek uk son puno. Sata tawi ir wanawa fu kuno sukut nia awafawa ir sutuk. Sairos tiusyat saro rasipa ukar ir napsoaku. Nararo na pirapirni niktakatashi. Konir fuk no sankut na no wana nyapir. Isara yoyo. Nararo na pirapirni niktakatashi. Ikir niktine piru wo iferek uok son puno. Sata kwa ia ni garwa fan. Ko nirfuk no sankod na no wana nyapir. Isana yuyo. Wo anania ifewe uok sonorok noga uok snapir. Wo nikasurier kwana no koni uok nawata ir nik nipier. Ko nirfuk no sankod na no wana nyapir. Isana yuyo. Wo nikasurier kwana no koni uok nawata ir nik nipier. You could ni. Wuno wir na no ba irsu. Isana yuyo. Ko nirfuk no sankod na no wonan. Wosoki pa wir ukaras. Wo anania ife wir uk sonorok noga uk snapir. You could ni kung uno sa son could noga ugyoir. Unikasurier kwana no kuni uk nawata ir nik nipier. Ikir nik tinepiru wo iferek uk son puno. Sa ir yagoak kokonato siri panoneniku. Niato no napadi irovir kuni uk. Ko nirfuk no sankod na no wana nyapir. Isana yuyo. Unikasurier kwana no koni uk nawata ir. Ko nirfuk no. Osinsuku. Ok sasa sara no fuk no. Ni ukni akawanir rapani. Wo sun punono ya papat nasia wir sair wu. Sair yagoak kokonato siri panoneniku. Wo anania ifewe uk sonorok noga uk snapir. Ikirnik tinepiru wo iferek uk sun puno. Otro to was.
It's a good thing we have Master Li here.
Don't forget his senior student. They say she's the one who fought many of those bandits. It is very strange that those bandits tried to attack us.
Those bandits will think twice before threatening a town protected by the likes of Master Li. They were fools to even come here. The only shame is that their ship sunk. Think what we could have done with their plunder. Well, that's another... In this town, it's vital for a businessman to keep tabs on anyone with 2 coins to rub together. That master of yours keeps things ludicrously stable while merchants thrive on strife. I can't say that. He's a wise man who sees to the heart of things. If I were to complain about anything, it's how few students he attracts. A skilled master could bring a lot of people into this town, but he is very selective about who comes. That's his business, I'm sure, but it affects my business as well. I get by. I suppose I shouldn't wish for strife, lest it come knocking on my door. Besides, the bandits didn't do as much to bring people to the store as I hoped. So maybe stability is underrated. Happily, we don't need to waste time on my gripes when there's silver to be spent. I have nothing at the moment. I can't keep my stock up. People are scared to travel, which prevent... I do what I can, but the ghosts and bandits limit travel. To hear some of the caravan masters talk, there are problems of this... Do come...
Of course, that didn't stop Gal the Lesser from beating a few of them senseless. That boy enjoys caught. They were lucky I had to stay at my post. Yes, lucky. Master Li wouldn't like... Why do you need to ask? A bandit attack isn't of enough interest? Perhaps one of the villagers can accommodate you? Two Rivers may be remote and calm. Fair...
Good job with those ruffians. Those bandits weren't gentle with this town. I'm going to help out with some of the repairs. I'm just glad you two got a chance to try those weapons out for real. Looks like they handled themselves well, just like you two. It's a sleepy little town, usually, and bandit attacks are virtually unheard of. Who wants to rob farmers? Rice isn't worth enough to carry it away. The only real visitor we have is that strange fellow who came in for supplies once or twice. He's just some mad hermit, though. He tries to avoid the village proper. The best thing about this place is Master Li's leadership. It's like the man was born to it. I never caught his name, and he shies away from the village proper, so I think he prefers it that way. His visits are so rare, I'm not surprised you haven't heard of him. Merchant Fendo won't even speak of the man. Just gives him a few basic supplies and lets him go. Oh well, no concern of ours. If a man wants to keep to himself... Didn't quite match what you were looking? I'd be happy to make an exchange for you. Although it looks like you've got... I'd hate to see you lose that experience and familiarity, and you... That's probably for the best. Always hard to get... Oh, be fair. I may be the weapon master around here, but it's Master Li who really does the training. I help out, but he's the real reason you two are so good. I used to be a guard in Broken Path, a little town in the western part of the Empire. It was a sleepy place like this, though the residents were miners, not farmers. That whole province is called the Hills of the Six Holy Scrolls for a reason. It's rocky, as... There wasn't much of it left when I left. The place was empty, and no one in their right mind would return. About 10 years ago, something just broke loose. Ghosts stormed out of the hills, dozens of them charging from the west. We tried to fight them, and it worked to some degree. But these ghosts were howling mad. Some of them didn't even look human anymore, like monsters they were. They came from the hills in the west, but beyond that, no one knows. The scary part is that these days I hear more and more stories about ghosts haunting the roads. I wonder if we in Broken Path saw the beginning of whatever is happening now. It's hard to say, but there are an awful lot of rumors about ghosts these days. Ghosts can't die, but they can be... dispersed is the best word. They come back after a while, though. I guess there's no peace for the dead, except to go to the underworld, like most everyone does when they die. They came from the hills in the west, but beyond that, no one knows. The scary... I haven't the whisper of a clue. They simply attacked, all transparent and screaming rage in those hollow voices of theirs. We won, but many people joined the Ghost's ranks that day. People were spooked, claiming that the hills were haunted. Soon enough, Broken Path became an empty path. It was deserted, still sore from the fighting. I made my way south, to what I found to be more peaceful lands. You're right, there's plenty to do.
A potential What can... I've never set my eyes beyond the horizon. Do come...
Hey, boys, look who it is.
Is that the one gal the Lesser's always going on about?
I think so. I say we teach a little lesson about staying in your place when great men like Gao are around. We're twice the men you are, drunk or sober.
This isn't a man.
Shut up! Teach this whelp a lesson in manners.
Longsword! Legendary strike! Longsword! Longsword!
potential...
Those bandits are scary, but sometimes Master Li is a little scary too. Who was that man leading the bandits? Those bandits didn't fight nice like you do at the school.
Yes, I'll help. I don't want to think about it too much. Manipulating chi has not come as naturally to me as it has to you. The things I do are different. I can see spirit shapes and hear the odd whisper. Master Li was surprised, but he has not had time to look into it further. Your training is his primary interest. Hopefully I'll find my skills useful for more than just keeping me up at night.
I heard how you faced those bandits in the village. Many people are impressed, but I expected no less. Your skill is a match for any rough bandit. I know you haven't had much time for simple sparring. It is too bad. Your fellow students benefit from your experience. A strong opponent is the best trainer. Ah, yes, training. For some time now, I have offered, for a small fee, to run students through. The lessons you learn from me, or from any trainer for that matter, will stay with you and help make you stronger or better able to focus. Let's see what you can learn.
You are back. I hope this unfortunate matter with the bandits has not caused undue stress. Some good people were lost, but many were saved. It means, however, that I must accelerate your training. These invaders discovered us by accident, but as you likely suspect, they are related to your destiny. You have trained hard and are ready. You will have a pivotal role in some great events, my student, after you return from the Spirit Cave.
I object!
Gao, what is the meaning of this intrusion?
Your pet student is not the only one who fought those outlaws. Perhaps I did not stand in their midst on the beach like a fool, but I did my part. If you spent less time coddling her, you would have many promising students instead of one.
This is not a matter that can be decided by effort, Gao. There are things at play that you do not understand.
I understand that this student has received preferential treatment, and I have suffered for it. Whatever is in this spirit cave, I am worthy of facing it too. If she is truly better than me, let her prove it. I challenge her.
I will not have you brawling in the street. If this must happen, it will happen in the ring, as a proper test of your abilities. Gao, you are restricted to styles that I have taught. I know the dark tutoring your father, Gao the Greater, has imparted, but I won't have any such sorcery here.
Hobbled before I begin. Of course. How else would your precious protege win?
My student, I do not trust Gao to fight honorably. Consider your attacks carefully. Prepare yourself and return when you are ready. An amusement left by the previous master of this school, meant to test the students with basic problem solving. I haven't bothered to have it removed. You are free to do as you wish with it. I think it still functions. There are figurines in the chest next to it that are part of the riddle it presents. Just don't let it interfere with more important tasks. I do not favor such unsophisticated... I will explain what I can after we have dealt with Gao's interruption. Then let the fighters meet in the arena. Fighters, are you ready? This challenge will continue until one of you is incapacitated. This is not a practice bout. Injury is a possibility.
A possibility? I think it is more than likely.
Master, are you certain this is appropriate?
They have a dispute, and this is the only way to settle it with certainty. It will be an honorable contest. I have restricted Gao from using his father's sorcery.
I said you would regret getting in my way.
Fighters, begin!
Longsword! Heavenly wave!
It is done. The challenge has concluded and the winner is clear.
No! I'm not finished!
Gao, I have made enough concessions to you today. I thought I could guide you away from your corrupted path, but you are too much the son of Gao the Greater. You are no longer welcome among my students, and your father's house shall have no more business here, despite his influence.
I was not beaten! Not by this peasant!
You were defeated by your own foolish ambition and predictable temper. I will speak with you in my chambers about your expulsion. Go now. Everyone, this challenge is concluded. I'm sure the victor would appreciate your congratulations. They are well earned. Enjoy the words of your fellows. I will wait in the main hall, where we will discuss the spirit cave. Be certain you are ready when you come to me. Your life is about to change.
That was exciting. I'm glad you were safe. I knew you would be. Your skill is unmatched. Even Gao had to see that. I suppose that's what set him off. I hope he isn't allowed to stay. Punishment just makes him worse. Master Li has bent like a willow to accommodate him and his sorcerer's father. But don't you wish that some things made more sense? Anticipation is grueling. So much could be happening that you just don't know about. It scares me sometimes, all this talk of troubled spirits. I didn't ask to be a part of it. As much as you want to know more, I doubt you had a say in your fate either. I'm sorry. This is supposed to be a happy time. You've proven your ability and Master Li is waiting for you. You should go to him. You should speak with Master Li.